Am I the a-hole for refusing to give my cousin-in-law my Taylor Swift ticket? Hey guys, what is up? It's your girl, Grace Torie, and I am back with a whole new podcast episode. Today we are going to be going through two of my favorite things, two of my favorite topics, which is Reddit, Am I the a-hole, and Taylor Swift. You know I love them both. Before I jump in, I am going to give a disclaimer. This is a pro Taylor Swift channel. She's my girl. If you're coming just to talk shit about Taylor, basically, this is not the channel for you, not the video for you, and it reflects poorly on you more than anybody else if you're just gonna sit there and say stupid things about Taylor, because, like, why are you going to a pro Taylor account to hate? That's weird. That's weird. Go be more productive with your time. Like, go start a business or something. So, yeah, I will not tolerate the Taylor slander. Honestly, it just makes you look dumb. So, that being said, we're moving on. But I'm really excited. Before I jump in, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow, whatever the term is, on wherever you are listening or watching. I upload every single Sunday, and if you are someone who is wanting to grow, learn, just listen to some fun stories, this is the channel for you. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into today's episode. I'm Grace Torie, and you're listening to That Girl the Podcast. Grab a beverage of choice and settle in, because the new episode is starting now. Am I the a-hole for refusing to give my cousin-in-law my Taylor Swift ticket? I, 17 female, recently got Taylor Swift tickets for her Eras tour. Now, as you probably know, it was very difficult to get these tickets, and I actually waited 5+ hours in the Ticketmaster queue to get them. I've loved Taylor Swift since I was 2 years old. My cousin, let's call him John, 29 male, recently got married to his wife, Jane, 27 female, and I attended the wedding with my parents. At the wedding, another cousin of mine asked whether or not I got tickets, and I excitedly said yes. John overheard and pulled me aside and asked me if there was any chance I'd be willing to give my tickets to his wife, as she also tried to get tickets but didn't manage to get any, as did 99% of the planet. A lot of us lost to the Ticketmaster war. I said that I waited a long time to get my ticket and that I didn't want to give it up because, as he knows, I love Taylor Swift, and I'm really excited about going to the concert with my friends. He seemed disappointed but ultimately walked away. I went back to my table and thought nothing of it. Then John and Jane had their first dance, which was to Taylor Swift's Lover. At the end of the dance, he got the microphone and told everyone at the wedding that I had so kindly decided to give Jane my Taylor Swift ticket as a wedding gift. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We are not a fan of manipulation. Absolutely not. Jane started crying and said I was the best cousin ever and that I made her wedding day 10 times better. Also, the fact that she's literally 17 years old and he is taking advantage of her just adds an extra layer of, like, ick. I hate this. I stood there in shock and I asked if I could speak to her in private, but she brushed me off. I tried to talk to John too, but he ignored me. I get that it's her wedding, but imagine someone giving you tickets. Supposedly, like, you think someone gave you tickets to your favorite artist, and then they're like, yeah, we just need to talk about it real quick. Like, can we just talk about this real quick? And you're like, no. Like, I get that it's your wedding, but I don't know. I feel like that's something that, like, if that actually is the case, and the stakes were so high, and she's giving you these tickets, like, which is what I'm assuming the wife thought, I would give her a couple minutes of my time. My whole family kept coming up to me and saying how mature I was for giving my ticket to Jane and how it was the perfect way to welcome her to the family. I told them that I never said I'd give her my ticket and I was planning on keeping it and going with my friends like I had originally planned. Word got back to John and Jane actually started sobbing, saying that I was selfish for not giving her my ticket and that since I didn't give her a wedding gift, the least I could do is give her my ticket. You're literally 17 years old. Like, I know that when I was 17, and I didn't go to many weddings, but I don't think it was, like, expected to give wedding gifts when you were 17. Like, you're a child. Also, now hearing that, originally I didn't think that she knew. I thought that John just said that, but now I almost wonder if she did know and she was in on it. And they were like, you know what, let's just say this. Oh, okay, it's that part of the video where Evie decides she no longer wishes to hang out with me. Yeah, now hearing that, I feel like Jane was in on it. I stood my ground and said that I did not owe her anything. John then said that I've already seen one of Taylor's concerts before and that Jane hasn't, so it's only fair that I give her my ticket. It's not how it works, bestie. I said that I understand that it was really frustrating to wait in that queue only to not get tickets, but it wasn't my job to make sure that Jane did, and that if they were patient, the scalper prices might go down by the show and she might be able to snag tickets then. By the way, this was in 2022, so we know how the scalper prices ended, but she didn't at this time. John screamed at me to leave and said that I had ruined his wedding. Absolutely not. Some of my family has been messaging me saying I'm a selfish bee for ruining Jane's wedding, and I should have waited until after the wedding to tell her that I wasn't giving her my ticket. I mean, maybe, but also you're like a child, and I think that when I was 17, I was a huge One Direction fan. Love Taylor too, but I was very into One Direction when I was a teenager, and like, if that would have happened with One Direction tickets, I think that I would have panicked and tried to get my point across as many times as I could. Like, no, those are my tickets. Those are my tickets. So I think that I would have reacted similarly and not, because like other family members were coming up to you, and if you would have said, yeah, no, like I'm giving her my ticket, and then later you would have been like, absolutely not, I almost feel like that would have been worse. I hate conflict though, and a part of me wonders whether I should have just let her have the ticket. No. Am I the a-hole? Absolutely not. More about her cousin and their relationship, a relevant comment. I couldn't believe it when he said it. He used to watch me when I was a kid, and he knows how much I love Taylor. I understand asking, but why even ask if he was going to disregard my answer anyway? I've never seen him act like this before. I feel really betrayed by his actions, but he's also been the kind of guy who has always acted like he's hot. You know. Update. Firstly, I'd like to thank everyone for the kind words and the support I've received. It's been incredible to see so many people stand up for me, and honestly, it means a lot. Now to the update. I listened to you guys and told my parents the severity of some of the messages I've received from some people on that side of the family, and they're pissed. They didn't realize how bad they were until they saw them, and my dad reached out to John and said that he was out of line and that he's disappointed that his own nephew would do something like this to his daughter. My mom told my aunt and uncle that unless I get an apology, their entire branch of the family, which were the main people who gave me a hard time, would be uninvited to our annual Christmas party we host at our house each year. John didn't really say anything back except that he wouldn't apologize for trying to do right by his wife. Yeah, but doing right by your wife is biting the bullet and spending the scalper money, you know? It's not that hard, right? Like, if your cousin says no, it's not take my cousin's ticket or my wife doesn't get to go, it's make it work or my wife doesn't get to go. Like, there's a lot of ways that you could do right by your wife that doesn't include doing wrong by your kid cousin. Jane, on the other hand, did end up getting tickets for face value. There we go. Ticketmaster sent out a way for some fans who didn't get tickets to be able to request 2 tickets to the show they were not able to get tickets for. Jane ended up getting 2 tickets and posted it on Facebook with no mention of what happened at the wedding. I'm hoping since Jane got her tickets, she's over it now. John is very stubborn and can't seem to ever admit when he's wrong, so I doubt I can fix that relationship, which honestly makes me sad. I really don't want any bad blood between us. I think they're going to double down and just always say that you're in the wrong for that, but I don't know. I saw that this has made it over to TikTok, and I've gotten a lot of love and support from that as well. Thanks again. This has been one of the most difficult situations I've found myself in, and I really would have no idea how to navigate this without you all. I think that we can all agree that you're not the a-hole. Regardless of if this is about Taylor, if this is about, like, concert tickets, if this is about anything, it's not fair to try and manipulate you. So, yeah, you're not the a-hole. Am I the a-hole for giving my ex-girlfriend her ticket for Taylor Swift but canceling everything else? Based on this title, I'm gonna lean towards yeah, but let's see. Maybe you're not. I'm working overseas right now, and I managed to get tickets for Taylor Swift in Singapore. The concert is this coming Saturday. My plan was to fly my girlfriend over for a little vacation. It's a long ways from Connecticut, so she was going to be staying for 10 days. I was clear and told her that we would have 2 weekends together as well as the evenings, but that I still had to work during the daytime. Last week she called me and said she was not okay with this being long distance and that after the concert we were over. I asked for clarification. She said she would come for the 10 days and we could have fun, but that we were done. I don't know why she would call you in advance to break up with you. Like, I feel like that's a jerk move. I mean, like, I'm not saying she should have waited and taken the tickets because she would have been a jerk either way, but, like, why would you call someone in advance and be like, by the way, I will be breaking up with you? Like, obviously, you're not going to take that well. I can have fun without paying for it. I transferred her the ticket and canceled everything else. She called me to scream at me for canceling the flights and hotel. I told her that I wasn't going to discuss it and hung up. I blocked her on everything. I'm hearing from people back home that she has lost her mind. She had been bragging about getting to see Taylor Swift in the vacation. Now she was telling everyone that I canceled the plans just out of the blue. I guess that is sort of true. I didn't discuss it with her before I made my decision and did what I did. Yeah, but I think that her breaking up with you is discussing it with you. Like, you can do with that information what you will, and if you don't want to pay thousands of dollars for her to come see you, if you're not even in, like, a relationship, I don't think you're in the wrong for doing that. I unblocked her long enough to offer to buy the ticket back if she wasn't going to use it. That conversation was unpleasant and involved a lot of profanity. The upshot was she would rather let it go to waste than let me have it. Her friends have been defending her and calling me an a-hole. My position is that I would feel like a John flying her over for fun. Yeah, I mean, I can't blame you. I think that she is the a-hole, and her friends probably don't know the whole story. She probably told her friends, honestly, that you broke up with her and did everything out of the blue. Someone asked why he transferred the ticket, and it's because it was a birthday gift for her, and he did pay for everything else. Someone asked why she thought that it was a good idea to, like, give you an advance, and he said that she thought 10 days of friends with benefits time was a good trade. Why was the trip important for him? It says his visit was for him, he missed her, and he was going to propose, which is really, really sad. I'm sorry to hear that. Here's an update. My ex sold me back her ticket at face value. She couldn't find anyone interested in paying for her flight and hotel ever. I would understand not wanting to pay for that. I didn't know that you could just request people pay for that for you. She seems a little entitled. I don't have to lie about that. I didn't want to see Taylor Swift, but it was easy to sell a pair of tickets for a nice bit of change. I wish I had more to tell. I wish I could say that I went to the concert and met a lovely woman that my ex sold the ticket to. I wish I could say my ex flew out on her own dime to win me back at the concert. None of that will be true. I made money selling something I bought for a woman I thought I was going to marry. I'm glad I found out what sort of person she really is before I made that mistake. Sorry this isn't more exciting. Thanks everyone for helping me see my way through this. She is a jerk, and, like, if she's gonna be a jerk either way, I just don't understand why she told you ahead of time, like, that she was gonna break up with you. And I know that sounds wrong. Like, obviously the right thing to do is to just break up with you and be like, if you still want me to come, I will. But saying, like, I'm coming and you're paying for everything and then we're done is obviously not the appropriate way to go about that. Am I the a-hole for lying about liking Taylor Swift? I'm gonna be honest, I, 17 male, really like Taylor Swift. I'm not a diehard fan or anything crazy, but I think she's a pretty good artist and I like a lot of her music. Me and my girlfriend, who is 18 female, are both fans and we're actually going to her concert next month, which is pretty cool. My friends don't really like her and they're kind of rude about her, saying she sleeps around and dates too many men. The usual. I just laugh and don't really say anything. Obviously, I don't agree with that, but they'll make fun of me if I say anything else. I don't really tell anyone I listen to that kind of music because I'm not a feminine guy at all. I'd be called homosexual or something along those lines. And he also says he has nothing against gay dudes, but he is not one. He's honestly a big musical theater guy too, and I don't think that it was that embarrassing, but my friends make fun of me for it, so I decided I'll stay quiet about my more feminine interests. I get that, but also if your friends are making fun of you, and it's, like, not in a fun, lighthearted way, you need new friends. Which you're 17, so I get it. The other day, me and my friends were hanging out together, and someone was watching a video of this girl crying at a Taylor Swift concert. I don't know, it was kind of dumb, but whatever, I guess, and me and my friend were laughing at her and calling her stupid. Maybe don't do that. Like, don't participate. My girlfriend was there too, but she didn't say anything. But she messaged me later asking why I said that, and I kind of told her everything I already said in this post. I'm quite a masculine dude, and it's embarrassing, basically. She told me to grow up, and that she's not going to go with me if I'm acting weird like this, because plenty of men like her. Am I the a-hole? I see her point, but I'm quite insecure already, and I really don't want my friends to think of me differently. I know how hard it is to say, like, I know it's easier said than done, like, get new friends, but get new friends. Especially if you're going to college, you're gonna get new friends, probably. But they shouldn't judge you for things that you're interested in, whether it's musical theater, Taylor Swift, any of the above. I get joking around, and I am totally okay with, like, people saying their opinion, like, if it's not just to be a jerk. Like, if they're like, oh, that's cool you like her, not my cup of tea. Or if you play a song and they're like, this isn't my favorite song. Totally cool. I get it. There's a respectful way to disagree with someone. But if they're making fun of you, maybe you should get new friends. Someone said soft, you're the a-hole. I get that it's hard to resist the group pressure at 17. But it's also like, it's not embarrassing to like Taylor Swift. And then someone said maybe make friends who are less misogynistic. Literally. Like, everybody's siding with the girlfriend. The things you and your friends are saying are mean and reflect poorly on all of you, which is what I said at the beginning of this. Like, you being a mean person about Taylor and seeking out ways to talk about someone who doesn't know you exist in a negative way is just, like, more about you than about them, you know? Would I be the a-hole if I refused to return a Taylor Swift ticket that StubHub is demanding back from my coworker? Hey Reddit, my female 27 coworker, Emily, female 27, sold me a Taylor Swift Eras Tour ticket last November for one of her shows later this year for $700. Expensive? Yes, but the seats are fantastic. Just at the end of the catwalk, 7 rows back or something. I've been a huge Taylor Swift fan for a very long time, and I felt like I hit the jackpot when she sold me my ticket because I know how disgustingly overpriced tickets are currently reselling, especially for her North American shows. Yeah, I would say that ticket at resale was easy between $5,000 and $20,000. So it's a steal. I get it. Before Emily sold me the ticket, she had it up for sale on StubHub for $2,700, but nobody bought it. I knew this when buying the ticket and assumed that once I bought the ticket, she'd take it down. A few weeks ago, when I saw Emily in the office, she told me that she had forgotten to take the ticket off StubHub when I bought it, and someone else bought it earlier that week. I didn't think too much of it because I figured she'd have to just contact StubHub to explain that she didn't have the ticket anymore, and that would be that. I'm a little sus about that. I don't know. I just don't see her forgetting to take it down. I don't know. That seems like something you wouldn't forget to do. But as an ADHD girly who forgets everything, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Today I got a DM from Emily telling me that I need to send the ticket back to her. Apparently StubHub has a policy where if someone sells a ticket they don't have, they're on the hook to pay for a similar replacement ticket for the buyer at an equal or greater amount than the price it originally sold for. This means that she'd likely have to pay $2,700 or more to StubHub for her mistake. She was apologetic, but I am devastated. I've grown up listening to Taylor and I'm such a huge fan. Going to this concert truly meant so much to me, and I can't afford to see her anywhere else other than my city. I am so sad. I haven't answered Emily's message yet. She has offered to give me half of the sale profit for sending her the ticket back, so I can maybe find another ticket. That's only a couple hundred more. Like, how much is that more? $13.50. Okay, so I guess that's like double what you paid for the ticket, but still, I feel like that's not... You can't buy any tickets with that. Or you couldn't have. Here's where I may be the a-hole. I want to ask her for all of the profit so I can at least have a fighting chance at a nosebleed seat or something. I don't think it's right for her to F up the way she has and still make a profit from this. So Reddit, would I be the a-hole for saying the only way I'm sending back the ticket is if I get a full profit from the sale? I wouldn't send it back at all. She sold you the ticket. I'm sorry. Also, the fact that she DM'd you, this isn't a close personal friend, which morally I guess that shouldn't matter, but she sold you the ticket. That's not, I'm sorry, like, it's her F up, and you would be bailing her out, and I don't think you'd be in the wrong for not giving it back. Like, she can guilt you, and if you're a good person, I can understand, like, feeling that pressure, but as a recovering people pleaser, no. You don't owe her anything. You paid her, you have, like, completed the transaction, you owe her nothing. And I think that everybody is agreeing with that. Like, someone said the only reason that they wouldn't is if that $2,700 would put her in a deep financial position. But, I mean, it's $2,700. It's not a huge amount, like, in the grand scheme of things. So, I don't know. Everyone voted not the a-hole, and I don't know if that's a hot take, but I also agree. I'm not the a-hole. So, yeah, that is pretty much it. I'm not sure how long this is going to be because I had to pause the video, so sorry if it's a little short, but let me know if I should do more celebrity Am I the A-holes. Maybe I'll do Sabrina next if you guys would like that. But that is pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your opinion on all of these stories down below. And yeah, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next Sunday with a whole new podcast episode. Bye, guys!